What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another edition of In Conversation with me, Nyki Elle. Glad we made it through another week. It is Friday, or hashtag Friday, as we call it, as I call it at least. So thankful to have made it through another week, especially in this quarantine. It's a lot going on. Today, my guest is a great friend, an old friend. We go way back to like elementary school. Erica Gabbadon, who is a holistic beauty coach. She's the founder of So Dame Beautiful. So we're really going to get into what she does, how she got to be where she is, and really just thoughts on, skincare and beauty in general in quarantine. We're going to talk entrepreneurship, motherhood. We have a whole lot of topics. Thank you for joining. If you have questions, feel free to type them in. And I'm going to join Erica in, and I will also tag or pin us so you can see. Erica should be coming in soon. And let's see. Hopefully she'll be in a minute. I think she's
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
on.
I
How are you?
can. I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Can you hear me okay? Everything's good.
I can. It's a little choppy, but that might be my fault, not yours.
Well, let me know.
Good. Okay. All right. I think I'm good.
Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and
Can you keep striking? Oh, you don't sound good.
oh no. Hold on.
Okay. All right. Now that's better.
Okay. I did it last week. Oh, pin comment. There we go. Perfect. Okay.
Her. What? No, I heard nothing.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know,
Okay, wait.
guys who are watching, let us know my sound. Do you have in headphones, Erica?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Try taking them out, maybe.
Okay. Let me see.
We're live. We're live.
There we go. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better for me. How is it for you?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you better.
Okay, cool.
Okay, that works much better.
Well, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm excited to have you. I'm excited to talk to you in general since we're
I know, right?
long. So you're in Michigan.
Unfortunately, yes.
What are you now in Michigan just with everything going on?
Girl, it's just crazy. So we're still on stay at home until the end of the month. I think she said until the 29th.
Okay.
So we're still kind of on lockdown. You know, we can't really go anywhere without masks. Um, she opened up the UP for
Okay.
business.
That's
But
not from Michigan. You know,
for those of you, yes. That's the upper part of the state. Yeah. This part. Yeah, yeah. So she opened up a lot of places up there because they didn't have as many cases. But, you know, of course, where I am, Metro Detroit is like, you know, the hub of where everything is. So we still can't do nothing. So,
New York. Have a
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah,
mom joined and said hi. Ben is watching.
yeah.
Guys,
Hi, guys. Thanks for joining in.
yes, if you guys have questions at all, feel free to type them in the comments or add them in the question box.
Hi,
Um,
Danielle.
super,
Sorry, I saw my
whatever, it's fine. So first, just wanted to kind of get into you in general. So you are a holistic beauty coach and
Yes.
are this brand. So what does that mean? And can you kind of explain holistic beauty and beauty coaching from your perspective?
Yeah, so it was I kind of made it up. Like it's kind of like a made up title to kind of encompass all of the things that are important to me and all the things that I like to do. Been doing hair forever, hair, makeup. I just recently got my cosmetology instructor's license, which I was super excited about. Thank you. And then a couple years ago, I got certified as a holistic health coach. So it's just kind of like combining all of those things together. So it's beauty, it's health and wellness, it's I don't like to use the word life coaching because I'm not a life coach. I haven't done that certification or anything, but it's just kind of like that same kind of idea that like everything, all three are combined, you know, mind, body, spirit, all of those things need to be working at the same time. And, you know, when you neglect one, you hurt the others and all of that. So it just kind of combines all of that, but from like a beauty standpoint. So
That's awesome. Well, you should like trademark pan because I was in a panel with J. Uh, Law Roach. I'm sorry, Law Roach. He's a stylist, celebrity stylist.
Mm.
He started referring to himself as an image architect.
Ooh, I like that.
Exactly, and he trademarked it. He was like, no one was saying it. He's like, but that's what I really build and plan images. So of
Uh-huh. That's kind of genius. I kind of like that idea.
yeah, so definitely trademark that.
I didn't think about that.
Holistic beauty. Are you talking about particular products or like I guess supplements you're using, or is it
To be perfectly honest, I've never been a fan of like supplements.
yeah,
I'm more so into like the nutrition thing, unless it's something like you can't get,
right,
but for the most part, like when it comes to like nutrition and stuff like that, I'm like, just eat the food, just eat what, the vitamins and all that stuff. If you just eat spinach, you won't have to take a supplement that has the same effects as spinach, if you just do it that way. So, and I'm not really affiliated with any sort of brand just yet. I'm not opposed to it, but that's not where my focus is. Holistic in my mind is more so just connecting the whole person from mind, body, spirit, and doing it, like I said, from a beauty standpoint, because beauty encompasses all of those things. Because I was saying when I was doing hair,
hmm,
and I was talking to my clients all the time about, just how to up their image, we would inevitably start talking about health. They're like, oh, well, I love my hair, but, I need to lose like 15 pounds. I need to change this, blah, 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 blah. So we would automatically make that transition. And then when I started working with people, health coaching, we would start talking about health and we would get the health. And then we would automatically start talking about beauty afterwards. Because it's like, oh, now I feel better. I want to update my look. Maybe I want to cut my hair. Maybe I want to try some new makeup. So
right.
they are inextricably linked in a sense. So
Oh, that's so genius because I never thought of it right. Like
mm, I didn't think about it that way either until it started happening, and I was like, oh, there's like a correlation between these. So
okay, bring them together. Okay, got it.
right.
And you used to do hair, so can you take us a little bit through your career path, like where you started and how you started? For those who don't know, Erica and I go back to like fourth grade. Um,
Yes, ninth grade. I mean, yes, we were 9 in the fourth grade. Yes.
um, but even back then, did you kind of have an inkling of like beauty and wellness, or kind of what was your track?
I was always interested in beauty. Like I remember coming home and like middle school and high school and like studying hair magazines. Like that was it because we didn't have Instagram and YouTube back then. So I had to use the magazine. So I remember doing that. I remember I used to watch movies just to see the makeup. Like I loved J-Lo. Like I loved everything about her, and her makeup was always flawless. Like she was always my favorite. But honestly, like I never thought of it as like a career. Like I never considered the possibility of doing hair and makeup for like a living,
Yeah.
So yeah. So okay, so I didn't realize that until I was leaving college.
Okay.
I like to say. So I never really wanted to go to college. I was never somebody who was like, oh my God, I can't wait. It was never really my thing. But, my mom, but, nobody, to whoever doesn't know my mom, it wasn't an option. Like not going to college was not an option for me. So I was like, well, if I'm gonna have to go to college, then I'm gonna pick solely off geography, and I'm gonna get out of Michigan, and I'm gonna go someplace that does not know what 32 and below feels like. So, so I ended up going to Florida. Ended up going to Florida A&M University, which is, I mean, it's an awesome, awesome university. Was in their business school. What'd you say?
Shout out to HBCUs.
Yes. So it's a great business school, but like halfway through, I ended up having like they do a really good job in training you to be like a corporate professional, which everybody who I know has graduated is doing very, very well in the corporate industry and then some. But I had an internship in like a corporate setting, and I say it was the best, worst experience of my life.
Okay.
Because up until then I had waited tables since I was like 15, so my definition of work was being up and loud and running around and being crazy and talking to people and interacting with people. And then I had this corporate job where I sat in a literal gray cubicle. My first day of work, the girl hands me a binder like this thick, and it's like, here, page 1. And I was like, oh dear Jesus. Girl, it was crazy. And I was like, you know what? They were so nice. It was a great place to be. I love the people, but I was like, I do not want to do this for a living. Like I can't, I will die. So I was like, I have to be interacting with people. I have to be doing stuff. I have to feel like I got run over by a Mack truck at the end of the day to feel like I did some work. So I was like, if I want to be up talking to people and I am interested in beauty, I was like, I might as well do makeup and hair. So I started off in makeup.
Okay, hold on.
Um,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I think one thing that's really interesting though is how your internship essentially turned you to where you wanted to go, and it wasn't that internship. You know, I
Correct.
that, and
Hmm.
I have spoken to like college students and even high school students. That's one thing I say is like it's okay. Like the point of an internship is to figure out what you like, and if it's not that job,
Absolutely. Right, absolutely. Yeah, and sometimes you find out what you like by doing what you don't like.
absolutely
Just exactly what happened to me. I was like, I can't do corporate. It's not my, I can't not talk to people all day. Like, it's just not my thing. So, what else? But yeah, so I ended up starting off in makeup before I started doing hair. Because honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, I was kind of afraid of hair because
mm,
hair was kind of scary. I was like, if I do makeup, like, God forbid you don't like what I do, you can just go home and wash it off. But like, if I jack up your hair, like, we get a bigger problem. So I was really afraid to do hair at first. So I started off in makeup. My first job straight out the gate was at Mac.
okay.
And I was super excited. In those days, before Instagram and YouTube, I had to like print off pictures and like make an actual portfolio of the work that I did. And I think I grabbed my two roommates, and I think one little girl I used to work with to be my models. And like the makeup, like I look back at those pictures and I was like, okay, like it was okay. But I mean, I got the job and that was all that mattered.
Right.
Um, so yeah, so I was super excited about that. And then from there, um, yeah, I went on to do hair afterwards.
Okay.
Um, I have done literally every job you can do in this industry for the most part. I've done everything. Started off with the makeup. I worked at a cosmetic counter in a like major department store, which was awful. Like I hated that job so much. What'd you say?
Like talking to people from your other jobs, not that
Oh my
much.
God. Well, this one, because I was coming at it because I ended up moving on from Mac to this job. So at Mac, it's all about the artistry, and everybody comes to you as like, oh my God, you guys know. And this was way, way back in the day when Mac was. No, I mean, Mac is still at the top, but it was number one. There weren't all these other brands. Sephora wasn't even that big yet.
Right.
So Mac was like the gold standard in beauty to a lot of people. So, leaving that, and it was all about the artistry. It was all about, I was doing faces like every single day. And then I went to this, little known brand that was actually kind of dying out
Oh,
in a department store. And at the stupid department store, all they wanted us to do was sell credit cards. And I was like, this is not what I signed up for. So that's why I hated it. And then it was super competitive, and I had to sell other brands that I didn't know anything about. And I was like, this is not what I want to do.
right.
So ended up getting a full-time job at the Aveda Institute in Tallahassee,
Okay.
working front desk. And then, I mean, I'd been with the Veda. I mean, it just kind of skyrocketed from there. Like once I got on with the Veda, I was like, these are my people. Like this is my tribe. This is where I'm supposed to be. And I mean, I've been with the Veda for 12 years, I think,
Wow.
or so. So yeah.
With Aveda, do you have to have gone through like the Aveda Institute to work with them, or I'm just curious?
Mhm. No, but it definitely helps. I mean, to work at an Aveda salon, you really just have to be a licensed cosmetologist, or on the process of getting your license. It doesn't matter if you've gone to an Aveda school because any good salon you end up working at is going to end up retraining you anyway. Because
Okay.
basically, hair school just kind of teaches you how to pass your state board. We teach you the fundamentals, we teach you how to pass state board. Everything else you just kind of learn in the salon. But it does help because Aveda has a very complicated color line.
Oh,
And so you do learn that in school. So if you go to an Aveda salon, that's time that you don't have to spend learning that. So
cool. So, how did you, or when did you decide to sort of begin your own brand and like launch your own brand from, salon and working all the different capacities in the salon, the different roles, and then like, hey, now I want to do my own thing.
yeah, it's really always been something that I've wanted to do. I have tried to start all types of different brands and businesses throughout, I mean, years. Um, so it's always been something I wanted to do, but to be perfectly honest with you, I just kind of lack the confidence,
Yeah.
you know, in myself to be able to be like, oh my God, I don't really know. I don't know how to start a business. I don't know how to market myself. I don't know how to do any of these things. And then really this time around, it was kind of like God and the universe just kind of forced my hand for the most part. Like it was already kind of something on my mind where I was like, you know, I just really want to do my own thing. And then after having my second child back to back, I couldn't finding somebody to watch my kids and, you know, daycare is really expensive. Like I had a lot of clients who after they had their second child, they stopped working because they were like, I'm literally just working to pay for daycare, you know, so they became stay-at-home moms by default. And I was kind of put almost in that same situation.
Yeah.
But I had the inklings of starting this business. And so me and my husband sat down and we talked about it and he was like, just go for it. Just go for it. We don't have anybody to watch the kids anyway. Just go ahead, stay home and start your brand. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to. Like, it just feels right. You know, it feels like the timing is right. Of course, that was like a month before COVID happened. So, but it was fine. You know, I think everything happens for a reason. And I think, you know, it's a blessing in disguise for real. So, but like I said, it was something that I've always wanted to do. I always wanted to just kind of be out on my own and, you know, doing hair and makeup, like having my own schedule. Yes. Ben, exactly. Yes. Fear of success.
Yeah.
Yes. That is exactly what it was. He knows me very well. Me and Ben went to college together. He knows me very well. He has been through all of my business attempts and everything together. So he knows.
I mean, I think even for me is like, I have ideas, even starting like this live, you know, this live,
Mhm.
it's like, that might be a cool idea, but then it's like, you start second guessing yourself.
Of
And
course. Yeah. Self-doubt is huge.
yes, and you
Hmm.
mentioned that a lot of it was like sort of the universe and God pushing you in a direction. And I feel
Hmm.
doubt sets in, that's almost like the antithesis of that. It's almost like the devil, like, let me see, are you
Of
sure?
course. Oh, of course. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, there's always like, you know, there's always a test no matter what. You know, there's always, you know, what is that? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So as gung ho as you go, like, okay, I don't care. I'm going to do this, balls to the wall, come what may, I'm going to do it. There's always like somebody coming right behind you. And a lot of times that somebody is yourself saying, no, you can't do this. You remember all the other times you started this, you're not going to do it this time. It's not going to happen. Don't even bother. Don't even try. And a lot of times I did. I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm not going to do it. It's fine. I'm just going to go back to work. I'm just going to find a job somewhere else. I'm going to do this, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, and I didn't do it, you know, but this time I kind of, you know, I'm older now. I'm much older. And I just kind of was like, you know what? I'm just like, I had to give myself credit for my accomplishments, you know, because I had downplayed myself for so long, you know, because I always compare myself to like the super top amazing people who've been doing hair for 20, 30 years and they're on the top and they're doing this. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm not on their level yet. So I don't have any platform. And it's like, no, like I know a lot of stuff, you know, and even like when I was at the school, like my first day teaching, I was like, I don't have anything to offer these people. Like I don't know enough. And then like I did, you know, like I knew a lot and people like really appreciated the knowledge that I shared and like the way that I shared it with them. And that boosted my confidence even more. And I was like, you know what? I do know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for 10 plus 15 years. You know,
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
So
So,
easy to like look at someone else doing something similar and compare and say like, oh yeah, they did such and such better than me. I could never do it
mhm,
like, but I think
mhm.
Sarah says, you know, no failure is just lessons, which is true. Like, you know,
Right,
doesn't work, you just try it and turn it around and do it again. So
right.
also said, you know, people reacted to the way you presented the information. And I think that
Mhm.
was like reminding ourselves, like, yes, there are a million other hairstylists, there are a million other photographers out there, but there's only one me and no one
Right.
did it the way I do. And I think
Mhm.
the thing is like, you know, reminding yourself of that because it's like, okay, I can do this. I have to do that to myself a lot, especially probably when I first moved to New York because it's like a ton of everybody. And it's just like,
Right, right, right. Super saturated market.
yeah, you know, and it's like, it does take some time for people to start to look for you and your brand and whatever. But once they know,
Mhm.
like, okay, I like her. I like the way she does it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So
You
yeah.
know who I learned that from? Remember that when we did the photo shoot with DeLorean?
Yes, yes, yes.
And I asked her that. I was like, how do you, with so many other people doing what you're doing, like, how do you stay motivated? And that was what she said, is basically like your audience is your audience, and that's it. Like, it's like either you like Pepsi or you like Coke, and there's no, people who like Coke aren't checking for Pepsi, and people who like Pepsi aren't checking for Coke.
Over here, Pepsi,
What'd
Cocoa
you say?
over there.
Oh, I'm definitely Pepsi all day. Coke for alcohol, but Pepsi for everything else.
I'm curious to know how motherhood has sort of impacted or how it's worked into your world. You know, you have two
Mhm.
beautiful girls, so
Thank
cute,
you. Thank you.
and I people who sort of look at, oh, I'm about to be a mother, I'm gonna have a kid, as like now I can't follow my dream anymore. I have
Hmm.
this box.
Hmm.
How has it, kind of worked with you becoming a mom?
Yeah, so I've kind of I understand that mentality because I kind of wrestled with that a little bit too, because it's like, okay, when your kids need, food and diapers, it's not time to be chasing dreams. Like they don't care, like, oh, mommy's got a dream. They're like, no, I need stuff.
Yeah,
So you gotta have put, money on the table. But um honestly, like it changed my work ethic a little bit. So I personally, like, it was not a smooth transition. I'll be totally honest with you. Like motherhood and working is just kind of like it's been a bit of a transition for me. Because beforehand, I had no problem working 14-hour days. I loved it. I get up at, I used to be at work at 7 a.m. and work till 10 o'clock at night, no problem. Like if anybody needed a shift covered, like I'm there for you. I got it. I don't care. I like working. I like money. I like all of those things. Like I like, being able to do that. And then once I had kids, it was kind of like, no, I can't. Sorry. And these are my hours and these are the only hours I can work. And that was really hard for me
mhm,
because for like I defined myself by like my crazy work ethic. So
right,
to have to kind of not be able to do that was hard,
yeah,
but of course, I'm working full time at home with two kids. But like I said earlier, like it really just kind of like now is the time for me to be able to do that. And I want to be able to, show my girls that they can do, you want to go work for corporate America, go right ahead. You
yeah,
want to go out and do something on your own, go right ahead. All of them are perfect options, but, mommy chose to do it this way,
right.
so.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think
Mm-hmm.
too, and your husband is super supportive when you're like, I want to do this. And also, later you found your tribe. So I think there's some
Mm-hmm.
like community and support around you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You need support. Like none of us are an island. We can't do anything. Like it sounds really good. Like, oh, I did it all by myself. But like, no, no, I have not done a thing by myself. Like I haven't. You gotta have a support system because it's like even on the days where like you're super down on yourself, you just need somebody to be like. My mom called me the other day. She's like, I'm just so proud of you and everything that you're doing, and you're gonna get there. I was like, thank you. I needed that because I was, again, like that self doubt is a killer and it creeps in everywhere and at the worst times. Like anytime you're about to start something new, like it's right there, and you gotta learn how to master that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I think too also, hi everyone, this is Erica. She's amazing. Um, holistic beauty coach. And so if you guys have any questions, feel free to type them in as you're watching. But I was gonna say too, I think supporting each other because you've come on for a few photo shoots for me and
Mhm.
with hair and makeup for a few shoots.
Love it.
So
I do it a million times.
yeah, but I think on the flip side, if you're like, hey, I have this concept, I need a photo shoot,
Right.
that kind of working
Mhm.
together really helps.
Right, right, absolutely. Hmm. I
Let's,
can't, I missed that last part.
no, I was just agreeing with you. So we have a question from my mom, Radiant Rhonda. Um,
Oh, hello.
experience when you were teaching at Aveda, did you enjoy that?
Oh my God, I loved teaching. Like I loved it. It was like it was one of those things where I was like, I would do this for free. Like I would come in here and I would do this just because I love teaching. And like I said, like my first couple days when I was there, I was kind of like, oh my God, I don't know. But like once I found my stride and once I found that like I did have something to offer and it was being well received, like I was like, I would do this for free. Like I was so sad to leave that job. And I love the people I worked with. I love my students. I love teaching. It was great. It was fantastic. Like I loved it.
Awesome. That's so good. Okay, so your company is So Dame Beautiful.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about the meaning behind the name?
Honestly, like I was just kind of playing with names one day. And I always like, so when I tried to start a business, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, like I just love the idea of like dame. Like it just feels very like feminine, but kind of like fiercely feminine, kind of like mysterious a little bit. And I found an old notebook that had a whole bunch of like my random ideas in there, and like everything was named Dame. And I was like, but none of them kind of worked.
Yeah.
So I was sitting on my couch and I was just kind of like playing with names, and I was like, what do I want? Because at first my initial um, concept was to focus strictly on bridal hair and makeup. But then I was kind of thinking, I was like, I don't want to name my business something that's just bridal, because I was like, what if I want to do something else? What if I want to be an influencer? What if I just wanted to be my platform? So I was kind of playing with names. And so that just kind of came up, and I ran it by my husband. I was like, what do you think about this? I was like, is this stupid? And I kind of sat on it for a second. I was like, it sounds kind of dumb. I was like, I really like it, but it sounds kind of dumb. It sounds kind of cheesy.
Oh,
What'd you say? Right, exactly. So I was like, I kind of sat on it for a second, and then I kind of like ran it by my husband. He was like, huh, I like that. It's witty. I like it. Go with it. so, so I went with it, and had, I was signing up to do a bridal show, and I told the girl, I had given her my first business name.
uh-huh.
And then I came back with the second one with this one. She was like, oh my God, I love this name. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it. I was like, okay, thank you. That's my final confirmation. So
Absolutely. MUA Professional, super cute handle, by the way.
yeah.
Using collaborations that are cohesive. The energy is always the best.
Yes.
Is I agree. It helps the work to just come better, like more.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of building, well, not building your brand, but thinking about just like today, average person at home, Zoom conferences, I kind of wanted to get into some of the tips I've seen you share on social media, which I think um kind of all different things dealing with beauty. The one that blew my mind, literally like, was when you the expiration dates on the.
Yes.
I had no.
Mm-hmm. Really? That's something I learned at a beta.
I, I'm gonna
They
show.
take you like a whole, like when they teach you retail and all this stuff, that's like they take you through, like the first time I learned it, I was like, I've been using cosmetics for 20 something years at this point and never knew about that either. So what'd you say?
On what that tip was.
About the expiration dates. Let me see. So on sitting up my little makeup drawer, on all of your cosmetics and anything that's like your skincare, your shampoos, your makeup, perfumes, anything that's classified as a cosmetic, well, not anything, most things have a little open jar on it. I don't know if you could see it. It's like right there,
Yes.
super tiny. And it's an open jar, and it says it has a number and an M on there.
Yeah.
And it, there you go. Yeah, yours is good. I can't see the number on there.
Says
This was
24
what is
M.
it? It says 24M. So it's 24 months. So the open jar means like once the product is open, that's how long it's good for. Like that's how long the manufacturer can guarantee the safety, the efficacy, and the effectiveness of the product. So the efficacy is basically, does it do what it's supposed to do? So if you have like some shimmer gloss, like they can only promise that for 24 months after you open that it's going to give you this shimmer gloss. Yeah, so it's expiration date, and most products have them on there. It's not law in the U.S. that it has to be on there, but in the European Union it is, and a lot of companies, are European based, so they have it on there too.
Yeah. So does that mean after 12 months, 24 months, I shouldn't use it? Or if I use it, it just.
So it's really like eating food after you've oh Lord, my baby's at the door. Um it's really like you don't want to eat food after the expiration date. You don't want to use your products after the expiration date, you know. It's going to it's just not recommended, you know, it's
Yeah.
just not safe, you know, you could have an allergic reaction to it, which is the biggest thing. It can break down, it cannot look like what it's supposed to do. Um, all of those things. So
Okay. Interesting. Good to know. I will. Yes, Rhonda also said good to know. And yeah,
Mhm.
life expectancy.
Life expectancy, yes. MUA professional, yes. Life expectancy of the product, yes.
I had no idea. No idea. You also had some tips on, if we have all these video conferences, so you just
Mm-hmm.
quick tips like to make sure we still keep up appearances, even if we have on the sweat from the way.
I'm burning up in here. I'm sorry.
That's
All
okay.
this heat. Yes. So one of the tips that I put on there was, and I use this all the time, especially when I was pregnant and didn't feel good and didn't feel like doing anything, but I had to go to work looking like I felt good. Um, just like bright, bold lip, anything that's super bright, like a red, purple, anything to kind of, and I promise you, every time you put on red lipstick, people are like, oh my God, you look so beautiful. Your makeup looks so good. And you're like, I literally just have on red lipstick. Like, that's it. Right, right.
Like,
That's it.
cool. So I saw recently you are now starting to offer virtual makeup classes.
Yes, I am.
So tell me more about those. What are you offering? What can people expect?
So, yes. So, I'm kind of honestly going more towards the idea of doing a virtual class because that has been the demand. You know, I know we talked about it a couple days ago. And so the initial concept was to do just like one-on-one sessions, which I'm still totally on board with. I think, um, like just kind of working with everybody one on one to just work on whatever kind of look you're looking for because everybody has something different, you know. I've had people say, Erica, can you teach me how to highlight and contour? Yes. Can we do a smoky eye? Can you teach me how to do a cat eyeliner? Can you show me how to put on lashes? You know, like all of these things. So whatever you want to work on is just like a one on one. Let's do it together. Let's figure it out together. Because I think like YouTube is great and Instagram is great and they're great resources and it's great to watch all these creative people doing all this creative makeup and it's awesome and you get really inspired by it, but then it's like you go and try and you're like, okay, I have no idea what I'm doing. Do not look like the picture. This is a Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube fail. I don't even know what happens. So just kind of like working off that idea and just kind of like sometimes people just need their hand held. You know, I firmly know or believe and know that there are people who don't know anything about makeup. Like, I don't even know where to start. Can you please just lead me in the right direction? You know, and so it's formed from that belief, you know, and that understanding of what people need.
Yeah, that's awesome. So do you have so we are going to do a little sample of a live session of one of Eric's classes in a moment. But do you have any tips on, hey, I'm used to getting my makeup done, or I never do my makeup, but now I feel like I want to do a little something. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
tips like, hey, this is important. Do that really quick. What do you think?
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, if you're used to getting your makeup done or if you're trying to update your look and not go see somebody else, my baby is still sitting out the door right now. She don't have any clothes on, so I can't bring her in. And she's probably covered in popsicle juice. I don't want y'all to judge me. So again, anything with like a bold lip, like that automatically makes you look like you know what you're doing. Brows are a huge thing right now. Just kind of because they just kind of girl, I fake it till I make it my brows all the time. Because they just kind of frame your face a little bit. It's just kind of doing like little things that distract from, you don't have to have like a full beat face with like 17 different colors of eyeshadow and the super heavy contour, and you don't have to do all that. Just like little things. So just like a nice, pretty, bold lip. If you don't want to go the bold route, find something that's very close to like your natural lip color. Brows, like I said, brows are always good, and like a little highlight shimmer on the cheeks, and you look glowy and beautiful. Um, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so let's get started. So
Yeah,
your smoky eye? Is that what we're gonna do? Is that what?
yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
Yeah, just like a little
I'm using this Fenty Beauty palette.
yow.
I don't know if you can see that. I got it as a gift for Christmas from Benique. Thanks if you're watching. So
Mhm.
it's super pretty colors.
I
Ooh,
love them.
I love the colors. And I think I am one of the people who would definitely come to you and say like, "Hey, I don't really do a lot with makeup. I do basics. What are some things I can do to kind of like zhuzh up my look or whatever?" So
Use it up a little bit.
I
Yow.
have brushes. You want me to show you my brushes?
Yes, show me your brushes, please.
These. Oh, hold on. I have these different. Oops, that was a skinny one.
I don't think we needed that one.
Okay, I don't think so. No,
Yeah, no, we don't need that one. That's a lip brush. Okay, so let's use the black and white tipped brush.
one.
Yep, the little pink one next to it. Yep, that one. The pink one next to it, and then the other black tipped brush. Yep, that one. Yep, those will be good.
Okay, so we're starting.
Excuse me. Perfect. Okay, so that flat brush, that's like your shadow brush. So the denser your brush, the more intense the application of your shadow.
Okay,
So, and then this, your big fluffy brush, the black and white, that one right there, that one's super fluffy and super light. It's going to give you a lighter, softer application. It's not going to be super
okay,
heavy.
cool.
So that one, so go with the first one, your shadow brush.
Yeah,
Oh wait, no, I don't want to start with that one. Just kidding. Just kidding. Do you have eyeshadow on right now?
no,
Okay,
nope.
perfect. Okay, so let's use the fluffy brush,
Fluffy brush.
the blending brush. It's called a blending brush. Let's use that one. And let me see your palette.
What it says. Blending eyeshadow brush. How about that?
All right, let's use that tan color over in the corner.
This
That
one.
like just the orangey, that one.
This one.
Yep, that one.
Okay. So where am I gonna put it? I have a mirror too.
Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your little brush. Let me grab a palette. I have a palette too.
Okay.
Mine is not a Fenty palette, but
This,
it's fine. So I want you to take your brush
yeah.
and like swirl it just a little bit
Okay.
in your color and then tap away the excess.
Okay.
Give it a little. And then this is gonna go just like in your, yep, that's good.
Okay.
Just kind of like under your brow bone. So find your brow bone
So like here.
and your crease. Yep.
Okay. And
Don't go down on your eye. And we're gonna go from the outside in,
okay.
and you're just gonna go in like a little circular,
All the way in.
all the way up to like the middle.
Okay. Like
You
here.
want to go up. You want to go up. So where your brow bone is, like where your brow bone sits, you kind of want it to sit like right along that bone.
Like here. Up higher than I.
Yep, a little bit higher.
Okay. There
hmm
to here.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Brush is bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Ooh, sorry. Okay. I have, well, there's the pink one, which was a little smaller. If that.
Yeah, let's try that one. That one's going to give you a little bit denser of an application, but just don't put as much product on that one.
Okay. This.
Okay.
Do the same thing again?
Same thing. And kind of use like the side of your brush rather than just kind of planting it
Oh, okay.
on there. Kind of use the side because that's where your blending is going to come from.
Like that.
hmm
How does that look?
It looks good from here. How does it look from there?
It looks good. It looks good. It looks good.
Okay. All right. All right. Now do the same thing. Or you want to just do one eye? Or you want to do both?
One eye. I look crazy. Eye. Here. Small circles.
Small circles.
Oh, there's a lot more on this brush this time.
It's fine. And you got to play with your brushes to find out what they're capable of and how they look.
Okay. I I don't know. How does this look? It looks a little,
What you think?
I feel like there's like this patch right here of nothing.
Where between your brow and your,
Yeah. You see
yeah,
that?
it's fine. That's
Okay.
usually where your highlighter would go.
Okay.
So,
They look even to you?
yeah. All right. So bring it in just a little bit more.
Both sides?
Yeah. I've never used this Fenty palette, so I'm kind of using you as a
Yeah. How do you?
as a test run to kind of see what the colors look like and what they do.
Yes.
Okay, that looks better. That
Okay.
looks more balanced, less. All right, so then too, so like let's say for example, so now you said that you had too much on the one side, then you would go back over with your first brush
Okay.
and then just kind of blend that out, because that's going to soften the look a little bit.
Oh, right. You did say that. It's softened.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay. What do we think?
Feel good? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think it looks good. What do you think?
I think it looks good.
Okay.
All right, so then we're going to use that same fluffy brush.
This one?
And then, yeah, yeah, you need, yeah. So then you're going to take a darker color. Let me see your palette again.
And for you guys joining us, Erica is taking me through one of her tutorials. So you can ask questions. If you have suggestions, drop them in. Also,
Yes, yes. So use the dark brown at the bottom.
one.
Yep, that one.
Okay. Same
And
brush.
again, same brush, just be gentle. You can always add more.
Okay. Should I like brush it off?
Yeah, you can tap it off.
Okay.
It's, yeah.
Okay. So
And
brown.
then same thing, do a gentle swirl to see how it's going to act and tap off the excess. You want to do that so that when you go to put your eyeshadow on, you don't have all this fallout underneath, and give you a black eye. A lot of times, a lot of makeup artists they'll do the eyeshadow first before they do everything else to kind of compensate for the fallout. That's totally an option. I don't do that. You can always use powder underneath so that once all the eyeshadow falls down on your powder, you can brush it away. And there's even like you've seen people with the under eye pads that they put on, that those do the same thing.
Oh,
They just compensate for fallout.
cool. Okay. Brown, darker brown.
Okay, so yeah. All right, so we're gonna go back. So find the corner in your eye where like not your occipital, where your brow bone
Yeah.
and your yeah, right there where they kind of meet. Find that little sweet spot,
Uh-huh.
and then you're gonna put the brush right there,
Hmm.
and then you're gonna gently work it across the lid. We're going lower than what we were doing before.
Okay. Hold it.
Nope, 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 nope. Just to like right about there.
Okay.
And kind of blend it into your lash line a little bit.
Oh, my lash line. That's the bottom.
Yeah.
Uh, can you see? It's
You
like a,
can get your blending brush.
yep. That's what I was
Your
thinking.
bigger brush. Yep. Get your bigger brush and
Blend it out.
mm-hmm.
So back in the day, I feel like my mom would often use like tissue or something
Mm-hmm.
like blend or whatever, or even a finger to blend. Um,
Mm-hmm.
are brushes better for something like that?
Yeah, brushes are better for blending. You have a little bit more control. They're a little bit more hygienic. I'm not a huge fan of using fingers on the face at all, just because I have oily skin and the oils from your hands transfer onto your skin,
Mm.
which can, mess up your makeup, number one. But of course, by, 2 hours, you got mirror shine. And it's just not as controlled. I do like brushes. I know a lot of time people are getting on the brush bandwagon. When I first start when I first started, people weren't really using brushes. They were using kind of like the little sphere applicators or nothing, or they were using their fingers to put their eyeshadow on.
Okay.
But brushes definitely give you a little bit more control.
Okay. That's helpful because I think sometimes it's easy to say like, oh, they just want me to buy more stuff. They want me to buy.
Mm-hmm. No, brushes are definitely worth the investment.
Yeah. Vic says this is why women are never on time. This is
Fact.
time consuming.
This is time consuming. This is time consuming.
You're right, Vic. Skincare as equally important as makeup.
Yes. So we always say that your makeup is only as good as the skin that's underneath it. So you do want to make sure that you are on a good skincare routine, that you are cleansing, toning, exfoliating, moisturizing. The sheet masks are into if you want to do some sort of treatment. Those are always fun too.
Go over
Um,
a lot at once. Get
what'd you say?
toning. Can you go through those again? And like,
Oh yeah. Sorry. So, your basic skincare routine, edit like the most basic, is going to be cleansing, toning, exfoliating, moisturizing. So your cleanser is obviously, washing your face. It's just a fancy word. We don't wash anything in the beauty industry except for towels and clothes. Everything else is cleanser, shampoo. Luxury language, thank you very much. So cleansing, you always want to cleanse your skin morning and night. What'd you
morning.
say?
I was saying how many times?
Morning and night. You don't want to do it more than that. You want to dry your skin out. You don't. You want to do it in the morning to kind of get the oils of sleep and everything off your face, and you definitely want to cleanse your face at night, because if you have makeup on, or just like life in general, your skin increases its permeability at night, which means that it absorbs everything that's on your skin more rapidly than it does throughout the day. So that's why, like in the 40s and 50s, all the actresses were about their night creams and their beauty sleeps and stuff like that. There's some truth to that. It's real. So you want to make sure that you've got a good nighttime routine. That's like if you've ever fallen asleep in your makeup and you wake up the next day and it's kind of faded and rubbed out, like half of it's on your pillow, the other half is in your skin. So you want to make sure that you're cleansing your skin, because again too, like especially like you live in a city like New York where there's a lot of air pollution and a lot of just all types of stuff in the air. All that stuff gets into your skin. So you want to make sure that you're cleaning it out and you're not sleeping with it, because your skin at the end of the night is going to absorb all that stuff right back into it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So that's cleansing morning and night. Toning is like, you could go ahead.
No, I want you to keep going, but just tell me what to do next as we chat.
So then I want you to take, that looks really pretty. I like it a lot. So then take your little flat brush, not this one, your flat one.
That one.
That one. And then I like that gold, that darker gold in the corner. Yep, that one right there.
This
Nope, that one. Yep, that one.
Sorry.
If you take that one and then just kind of sweep it gently over your lid.
That one. Okay.
Yep. That one. Again, kind of flatten it in, tap away your excess, and then
Use the flat side over the whole lid.
yep. Just don't go over what you already did. Just kind of meet in the middle. Meet where your dark is, right there.
Cool. Okay. So you were talking about cleansing your face.
Yeah. Toning. So you cleanse first. During the day, you want to tone. I had an esthetician tell me that toning is like a sip of water for your face. So that's the best way to describe it. So a lot of toners are like a spray. So toning just kind of helps reset the pH balance in your face. So if you're a little oily, it kind of controls a little bit of the oil. If you're, more on the dry side, it just adds a little bit of moisture to your skin just to kind of reset your pH so that it's at a comfortable level. I love toning. Like a lot of people are using like apple cider vinegar as a toner. A lot of people with like oily skin. Apple cider vinegar, it smells terrible, but it does feel kind of nice. And it does do a really good job of, reducing the excess oil on your face.
Okay. You said that was the purpose of toner. What was the purpose again?
Purpose is to just reset your balance.
Okay.
If you're dry, it adds a lot of moisture and a little bit of oil to your face. If you're oily, it adds moisture and balance to your face. It kind of absorbs a little bit of the oil while putting moisture back into it. Toning.
Cool.
So
be a pro and his daughters make eyeshadow after this. Yes, you are.
Yes, honey. You know exactly what to do.
Okay. How's it?
It looks good. It looks pretty. It's nice and soft. So this was like a really simple kind of smoky eye. This wasn't like the, red carpet one. This is just, you see, it's just got like a little bit of dark in the corners, kind of soft. I like it. It looks pretty. And then you could put, you could go back over like a little highlighter underneath your brow if you wanted to. I'm not a huge fan of that personally. And then you could put, dress it up with eyeliner, mascara, all of those things. You could make it a little bit heavier if you wanted to. So like if this was like your work look and then you were going out afterwards, I would go back over it with that same color and just make it a little bit more dramatic. Um, just to kind of see.
That's what we're going to do because it's Friday.
Let's do it. Why not? So just go over what you did.
Yes. With this. Just
and make it a little different.
okay.
And then you don't have to stick to, the basic browns and beiges and all of those colors. You can always, go smoky with like blues and purples and greens and all of those things. It's do whatever you want to do.
If I a similar look but add color, like there's this really pretty turquoise in here. There's like plum and stuff like that. Where would come in with these steps?
So traditionally I don't know if you showed me some of your palettes. Like traditionally, if you've seen like the old school palettes that had like 3 different colors in them, every palette came in threes. You had your base color, your contour color, and your highlight color. So your base color is usually like a neutral kind of tone. Your contour color is going to be your darker color over here in the crease and on your in the corner of your eye, and then your highlight color goes underneath your brow. So just kind of keeping that kind of idea. You can use whatever colors you want to. So like let's say you were going to do like a turquoise, gold, and purple, whatever's kind of like the most neutral kind of color. You would kind of keep that on your lid. And then like the turquoise and the purple, you could blend them both kind of in the corner, just kind of blend them together. Does that make sense? You don't have to do just one thing.
Okay.
What do you say? Yeah. Yep. So another note, a thing that I see a lot of people making mistakes with is when you're doing makeup right here in the corners, you always want to go up. In an angle, because if you bring it down, it kind of ages you, makes you look a little bit old. That's like a theater trick that they use when they want to make people look old. They bring the eyeliner down, they bring the makeup down in the corners. So that's why you see pretty much any makeup artist always going up at an angle, because it just kind of lifts the look and it lifts the eye. So you want to make sure you're not bringing down in those corners.
I've heard with like washing your face and moisturizers, you should kind of do circles upward.
Same thing, because you don't want to, that's more long term. Okay. Because anytime you're pulling on your skin, you're stretching it out in a sense, and you don't want to cause wrinkles or tearing or anything like that. So you always want to go up.
Even if it doesn't matter. Even if I'm doing it softly, I still should just do that.
You always want to go up. You want to go up. And then especially with your eyes, you want to be very careful with your eyes. You always want to move when you're washing, or when you're not washing, when you're cleansing or touching your eyes at all. You always want to go from that inside out. You want to pull out. You don't want to pull them in like this, because that'll wrinkle your eyes. Like underneath here, you'll get the little wrinkles.
Out.
Inside out, and use your ring finger whenever you're touching in that area.
Like your softest finger to use.
Yep, your softest finger.
Okay. Right.
I think you look sassy.
Done. If only I had some place to go. But
yep. And then like a nice like berry kind of lipstick will look really pretty.
Ooh, I have berry not with me, but I will do a berry for my after shot. Oh, I forgot to take a break. Oh well.
It's fine, no worries.
It's okay. Cool. So this has been super helpful, and I'm so excited. Also, were there any other skin tips? We were going.
Oh, yeah, we only got halfway through. So yes, exfoliating. There's 2 different types of exfoliants. There's your the mechanical ones, which are like your sugar scrubs and stuff like that. You want to exfoliate. You want to get all that dead skin off your face like 2 to 3 times a week. You don't want to do it every single day, because you can damage your skin. I'm a big DIY person, and so I definitely recommend using like a sugar scrub or something that has beads in it. Like there's a brand out there, I won't say it by name, but they use like apricot pits.
Okay.
And those are actually really damaging to your skin. Because if you were to look at the pieces under a microscope, like they're kind of jagged. And so every time you're putting it on the skin, you're putting little tears into the skin. So anything that's got like a bead, it's not doing that. Or even if you're using sugar, it doesn't do that. Sugar, no salt. No salt. But if you wanted to do your own exfoliant, just like a little bit of sugar, like a carrier oil, like a jojoba oil, or like a sweet almond oil, just a little bit, scrub it on your face. That's a perfect exfoliant. That's what I used this morning.
And
It's great. I love it. So what did we say? Cleanse, tone, exfoliate, exfoliate. Oh, and then there's I forgot what they're called. The word is escaping me, but there's like a liquid exfoliant you could use that is salicylic acid. Like, of course, Aveda has one. But those you can kind of use like every day.
okay,
But you want to use those at night. And you just put on a little cotton ball, and it's really light. It's not going to be as harsh as the mechanical exfoliants. Like I said, you don't want to use those every day. But the liquid ones, you can kind of get away with using those every day. And then, of course, finally, you want to moisturize both times. Sometimes, like I said, remember I was talking about, your skin at night. You want to use a heavier cream at night to kind of settle in, whatever you want to do. If you want brighter skin, smoother skin, that's the time to do like your really good treatments
yeah,
is at night. And use maybe like a lighter lotion during the day.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering,
So everybody needs moisturizer.
yeah, I
What'd
was
you say?
about night creams and everything. I'm really bad now. I'm trying to find moisturizers that I like, but
Mm-hmm.
just been wondering the purpose and the benefit of a night cream versus like the same cream I use all day and night.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So,
What'd you say? I saw you clicked out.
is there a benefit to having a special night cream, or is there just one moisturizer I could use for both?
Yeah. So like I said, the purpose of using a night cream again is because to take advantage of your skin's permeability at night, so your night cream is going to work twice as good at night. Like if you were to use it during the day, usually your night creams are a lot heavier.
Okay.
And so like if you're somebody who's got oily skin, it's really just going to kind of sit on your skin. And it's not going to be absorbed into it as much as it needs to be. So I don't recommend using a night cream during the daytime at all. But if you don't have a night cream, I mean, it's not like you're, not a huge deal. But it's just like if you want like, like everybody's into like, glowy, bright skin right now. So if you were to get like a, shimmery kind of night cream, to go at night, or if you're somebody who's got severely dry skin and just needs that extra kick of moisture, definitely, a good moisturizing night cream at night.
Cool. Okay,
Mhm.
one more question. Um,
Yeah.
what is next for you and So Dame Beautiful?
So what's next for me and my so damn beautiful business? I am again, I've got the classes going. So next stop is to create. I've been working very diligently on like a whole coaching program where we do a lot of this, where we kind of, go through all of your beauty, kind of go through, let me see your makeup, let me see what you're working with. Okay, let's work on this, let's work on that. We do it for, just across the board, your inner beauty and your outer beauty. I don't want to talk too much on it because it's not finished yet, but kind of that way. And then focusing on, again, like, nutrition and mindfulness and all of those things and just kind of blending them all together. So that's my next step after the class.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, guys. Her Instagram handle's at the bottom. Definitely follow her, reach out to Erica. For
Thanks.
now, any questions you have. And thank you for tuning in for In Conversation.
Thanks for listening. I appreciate it.
I
Thanks for having me, Nikki. I love you.
I love you too, and we'll talk to you. Come home. I will see you soon. I promise.
Please come to me before we leave.
Yes, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Bye.
Thanks, Ben. Bye.